Blog Talk Radio.
Keep it right where you got it. You're listening to the Truth Tuesday Show with your host, Akeem L. on Hindsight Radio.
Keep it locked on Hindsight Radio.
What triggered that?
I read a book called Indians of the Americas, and I, after reading the book, realized that I knew nothing about the American Indian, and that everything that we are taught about the American Indian is wrong. It's inaccurate, and our school books are hopelessly lacking, perhaps criminally lacking, in revealing what our relationship was with the Indian. When we hear, as we've heard throughout all our lives, no matter how old we are, that we are a country that stands for freedom, for rightness, for justice, for everyone, it simply doesn't apply to those who are not white. It just simply doesn't apply. And we were the most rapacious, aggressive, destructive, torturing, monstrous people who swept from one coast to the other, murdering and causing mayhem among the Indians. There's one Indian in there. But that isn't revealed, because we don't like that image of ourselves. We don't like to see us. We like to see ourselves as perhaps John Wayne sees us. And also what we've learned about the Indians has been largely taught to us by Hollywood and by motion pictures. They have educated us. So we naturally believe that when the Indians came, that the wagon circled and the Indians rode around and subjected themselves to terrible fire and died at a ratio of 65 to 1.
Both barrels of a shotgun would always get two Indians.
And that wasn't the way it was at all. But anyway, Indians have been tragically misrepresented in films and in our history books, in our attitudes, in our reporting. And so we must set about to re-educate ourselves. What were you looking at?
You. Oh, no, there's a message coming, but...
Oh, okay.
One thing I wanted to get into on that, too, was the subject of not only how the Indians treated on the screen, but off the screen. I know a guy who was in it.
Let me tell you another thing. At a time when we say, especially, that we are going to keep our treaties, and that we do keep our word, and that we, above all people, do keep our word, I think it's important to mention that there have been nearly 400 treaties written by the United States in good faith with the Indians, and every single one of them was abrogated. Means broken, or changed or altered, 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 changed or altered.
For the record again, my name is Van Terrell Anthony. I'm doing business there at Brooklyn and Van. It's my business and commerce.
Okay.
I stepped in as a real.
Okay, you're here on the red light violation. Can you speak to that?
Objection. Court, I put my Rule 5.1 in to the courts, as well as to the Attorney General, the State Attorney General, and according to 28 U.S.C. 2403, the appropriate Attorney General must be notified. And she has 60 days to respond. Her failure to respond, I push for dismissal on lack of personal jurisdiction and on lack of failure to respond to an affidavit.
Okay. Are you indicating that you're not going to enter a plea this morning?
As I said, Commissioner, I object to pleading, failure to respond to an affidavit, and lack of personal jurisdiction, and failure for the appropriate Attorney General, which is the State Attorney General, to respond to a 5.1 constitutional challenge of the statute. failure to respond, I demand for dismissal.
Okay, I think you previously had a motion for dismissal that was heard by Commissioner Eastfeld, is that correct?
Heard? According to her, that should be according to your paperwork. And the person member, yes, thank you. That is that my copy? May I receive that back? And also, I am not a United States citizen. Your failure to respond to that affidavit is admitted as truth. And according to my injunction that I had submitted to you as well. And by using my name, which is copyrighted, you're in direct violation. So I just push for this case to be dismissed.
Okay, sir, motion to dismiss is denied.
On what grounds?
Sir, if you're not going to enter a plea today on count 453A of the California Penal Code, the court will preserve your right by entering a plea if not guilty on your behalf.
Objection. You're practicing law from the bench.
Objections noted.
I need it to be sustained or overruled. Objection for the lack of personal jurisdiction.
Okay, that,
For the record, Commissioner, I need you to say sustained or overruled on my objection. I don't need it to be noted. I needed the error to be on the record.
and what's the legal grounds for your objection?
Lack of personal jurisdiction.
Okay, that objection is overruled.
On what grounds?
Sir, I don't have to give you grounds.
Okay.
I'm not here to give grounds for every statement I make. So to protect your rights, court's entering a not guilty plea.
Objection, Judge, objecting, Commissioner.
Thank you for your...
I need it granted, and I ask you to recuse yourself from practicing law from the bench.
Okay, well, I'm not...
Are you going to recuse yourself?
Sir, court's entering...
Are you going to recuse yourself?
Court's entering a not guilty...
Are you going to recuse yourself?
With no time...
Are you going to recuse yourself, Commissioner?
I'm not recusing myself.
All right, recuse yourself, Commissioner. I did not consent for the Commissioner to listen to my case.
Peace. What's up? What's up? Let me make sure my volume is good. It is good. Man, that was the old days. That's I need to get my recording of myself in court and play it. I was looking for it. Maybe I'll play it. I gotta look for it though. Well, peace. Welcome to Truth Tuesday, the show that has been steadily running for 10 years. 10 years, a little over 10 years. Thank you to all my loyal listeners, people who have stuck it out throughout the years. Despite YouTube throttling my, making sure I don't get to 10,000 followers. But that's fine. Everything's going to be all right. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to everyone. Extreme wisdom to you. I hope your families are doing good. I hope you're meeting your prosperity goals. I'm serious about prosperity. So every day, I this is my book. I write stuff in. This is a book. I traveled to New Orleans one time and I got this book. And if you notice the pages, it's got the tree of life on it. It's got those things on it. It's got some things. And the papers, it's all parchment paper in here, I got some stuff written in here, private stuff. Then it's got a binder, and I can bound it. And I open this up and I write in it what I want right now. Like I'm writing something right now. What I want right now. Don't ask me what it is I'm writing. It's private. And you shouldn't be telling anybody else what you're writing. This what you write here is between you and the Father. You and the Father. The God within you. The higher self. It's between, you don't have to go tell, yo, I wrote this down, blah, blah, blah. You know, don't do it. People don't care. Then they're gonna throw their evil eye on it. Oh, look at that N-word. He think he all that. He think he ain't gonna get that. See, that's a thought and that's an energy. Don't do it. Don't put yourself out there like that. Keep it to yourself. Move in secret. Don't do like the scribes and Pharisees that pray and look all crazy in public, like, you know, weeping and gnashing of the teeth. See, they get their reward in the open. And it's a cheap reward. All it is getting people, oh, look at the old preacher, look at all the priests. They always praying. Look at them acting so godlike. That's the reward they get. See, when you do it in secret, you get greater reward. And people wonder, how in the world do they do it? So they seem like they always getting what they want. Because you do it in a secret place. And Sunday, I apologize. Like I could have sworn I went go live. So I did a whole message on Sunday, and I looked down. It wasn't broadcasting, and I thought I double checked, and I don't know. I believe I did, but you know, I'm gonna just say I didn't. So I'm gonna have to revisit Sunday's message because it was very important what I read, what I talked about. So, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put the I'm in a transition stage right now. I'm taking care of stuff but today we're going to talk about traffic tickets briefly, and then we're going to go into what I was talking about Sunday. The only reason why I'm talking about traffic tickets is because I promised someone that I would help them out through this episode on the things they need to do when they go into court. But I'm pulling up the thing so you guys can call in. And I meant to set that up, and I didn't. Sorry. The number is always the same. All right. 717-735-6904. Let's see if that's upcoming. All right, here we go. In the studio. There we go. All right, so I got that running. Let's start recording that.
Recording started.
And let me get you guys the show ID so you could call in. Meeting details. So the show ID is 402-3317. Let me put it up on the screen for you. All right. Let's do this. All right, give me a second. Show ID is 402-3317. Save. And let's post it. There it is, right there. You call in, you want to talk to me, we could talk. So let's talk about these traffic tickets and the things you need to do to be able to win your case. Now, let me let you know, in some states, especially states like New York, California, where they have a lot of administrative judges and they have a lower court that, they just do whatever they want there. If you lose there, that's fine. You're just going to have to appeal your case up to the Supreme Court. In New York, it's called the Article 78 proceeding. So, but the first thing you need to do is tell your side of the story. You must tell your side of the story by way of an affidavit, a sworn affidavit. So that's basically introducing yourself, who you are. Like, for instance, let me get an affidavit that I have done. Let me see. Let's go here. Let's see. Kind of give you an idea of how you should be. Rolling on your affidavit, especially when you're introducing yourself. Let's see. All right, let's open up this. Because I have a very specific way that I introduce myself to the court so that they don't make the assumption that I am that all caps that they got listed. Let's see. Today. All right, let's see if this does it. Nope. Now, all of these affidavits I got on my computer now, I can't find one. It's strange how that happens. Let's do this. All right. Let's see. It's amazing I can't find an affidavit on my computer. I'm looking for a very specific affidavit that I just drew up and want to introduce it and talk about it. For some reason, it's not giving me. Okay, let's see what this says. Okay, let's go to June. Okay, let's look in here. All right. Nope. That's crazy. I can't find my affidavits. All right. See, when you're looking for something, you can't find it. But Oh, okay. Here, this is okay. That was the past 30 days. Let's go here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to take notes? Ready, ready, ready? All right, here we go. I, Akeem Barber, being duly sworn, depose and state as follows. So you will put your name, upper and lower. Make sure that's upper and lower. And then you say, I am the spiritual woman or man. Do not say living or natural, known as Akeem Barber, but not Akeem Barber in all caps. So it'd be the first be Akeem Barber, up and lower, your name first and last, upper and lower, but not all capped Akeem Barber in all caps, and then put ins legis right after that. Appearing for the limited purpose of this affidavit and deny all allegations not supported by lawful competent evidence. I deny. So if it's a traffic ticket, I deny whatever that ticket number and state the actual. So that means you got to look up the ticket, and on each ticket it should have the statutes that they use to charge you whatever crime, and say I deny ticket number, case number, whatever statute they use. So you would have to spell that out. Then you could state some facts, like you could state, you were pulled over, you were traveling, minding your own business basically, and you were pulled over, and they did not have, they did a warrantless stop and a warrantless search and seizure pursuant to the Constitution. So you would have to find that section of the Constitution, how they should not pull you over based on what is in New York, that would be New York would be, I think it's, I can't tell you what section. It's a section where they're not supposed to pull you over without first having an affidavit, sworn affidavit before a judge, and get a lawful search warrant. Then you would say, I hereby reserve all rights, including but not limited to rights under the United States Constitution and the whatever constitution, well, if it's New York Constitution, and do not waive any rights by this limited appearance or by the filing of this affidavit. I declare, certify, verify, or state under penalty of perjury under the laws of the United States of America that the foregoing is true and correct, executed, and you will put the date. Now, whenever you do an affidavit is not sufficient. Is not sufficient. You must put under penalty of perjury. Under penalty of perjury. Now, what I just did, I did what you called a unsworn declaration. Look that up. Unsworn declaration. And you could say, this is what I would say to a traffic ticket. I would say, I deny the sufficiency of the state's pleadings in their alleged standing to bring this action in any lawful jurisdiction. I object to the lack of due process in the state's attempt to enforce this alleged draft certificate obligation without providing lawful proper validation. All right. This is why when you put an affidavit and you have it notarized, that becomes testimony. So the cop can't really testify against you. He can come and say, "Oh, I witnessed this and that," but he's not the victim. He wrote the ticket. He wrote the violation. So your affidavit will stand against whatever he says. Now, not only do you put an affidavit in, you must immediately file a motion to dismiss those charges. Now, they will ignore it. Just be prepared. They will ignore that motion to dismiss. But what you have just done, you have created movement in the court that they're going to default on. And then you can ask for a dismissal simply because they didn't reply to your motion to dismiss. Now, the lower court will most likely, especially in a state like New York, move past that motion to dismiss. But remember, you're creating a record so that when you get to the Supreme Court, you get to the higher court, the Article 3 court, you'll have all your ducks in a row. And they'll look at, well, the stop wasn't lawful based off the Constitution. They have the affidavits testifying that they didn't stop. They stopped them without a warrant. They also did a motion to dismiss that was not rebutted. So basically, you'll win for failure to prosecute properly. If I put a motion to dismiss, they must answer me. But then you have to follow up. If they don't answer you, you must put in a motion for default judgment based on the fact that they did not answer your motion to dismiss. Okay? Keep that in mind. And if you want to reinforce some things, you could also do what you call an answer to the complaint. But I always do a motion to dismiss first, because if you do a motion to dismiss, do an answer, like answer the complaint by way of answer and say you deny the allegations. I know in the affidavit you're denying it. That's just your statement of the facts. But you put forth an official answer. What happens if you put forth an answer, you waive your right to a motion to dismiss, then the only thing you can do is what you call motion for summary judgment after that. So no, do your motion to dismiss right out the gate and deny everything, because now you have just created a record. So I've come across people tell them just put an affidavit out there. No, you need more than just the affidavit. The affidavit just tells your side. It doesn't move the court in any way. Your affidavit is you telling your side of the story. Your motions is what tells the court what you want the court to do for you. It's called moving the court. Okay, that's why they're called motions. And what you will have is sometimes those court administrators will start prosecuting or defending those motions. I want you to be very mindful how judges move. Because they'll start arguing you down about your motion while the prosecution is sitting over there quiet. And at that point, you must ask the judge, whose side is he on? Is he in the middle, or he's working for the prosecution? Just do it politely. Hey, I'm confused here. I see you're rebutting everything I say in this motion, but I don't see the state saying anything. And then the state will sit there and just be silent. I've watched them. Judge going back and forth to you like he's got something against you. He's supposed to be a neutral party. Okay? And sometimes you have to politely remind the judge that, like, and that's why I played that recording. When he's arguing back and forth with you about your motion and the other side hasn't raised any objections about your motion, I've watched just sit up there and they'll look to the other side. What do you have to say? You know, and they'll be like, oh, I've never seen anything like that, Your Honor. Literally. Wait a minute. The judge would come and try to defend the paperwork, you know, come against you about the paperwork. And if you don't understand how the court will work, you'll let that slide. You'll let it slide. Oh, the judges. Wait a minute, Judge. That's why in that recording, he told him, hey, Judge, you're practicing law from the bench. He denied his motion, but the other person didn't object to the motion. The prosecution didn't object. See, he's supposed to say, you objected to this? And he's supposed to say yes and state why. But no. You got to understand how the court moves. They'll get you. All right. So, affidavit, motion to dismiss. And you got to understand the time frame they got to answer. Usually it's about 21 days they got to answer that motion to dismiss, 21 to 30 days. I'm going to tell you right now, they're not going to answer it. Know why they're not going to answer it? They are so inundated with cases, they overlook it. And see, in New York, it's such a trashy, shitty situation in those New York courts. It'll just be that court administrator acting like a judge, and there won't be a prosecution. They'll have the cop sitting there talking about what you do, reading from their notes. You got to object to that. You can't give testimony and read your notes. You are supposed to recall what happened from your memory. And just a little side note on debt collectors, right? So a debt collector is coming after you, right? He's saying, and they get an affidavit for somebody that's the custodial of records. Wait a minute. That's not good evidence. He's got to look at the computer to see what goes on. That means he doesn't even have knowledge of what happened. He has to rely on the computer to say what's in there to tell him what happened. That doesn't mean that the person before the court is actually the one who did the charges. It's just you got something in the computer that says something. Okay, I have no business with their computer system. I don't know anything about it. You got to object that up to that. It's not sufficient evidence. That's not evidence that's based on firsthand knowledge. You say, like, Your Honor, the evidence that they're trying to present today is someone testifying about a computer system. The issue at hand is they're saying that the name on that document, the alleged name on the document, and I'm being very specific on what I'm saying, alleged name on the caption is responsible for these alleged charges. That's not evidence that the alleged person in question is the one who did it. It's just saying they got a computer in which I'm sure they got a database with millions of people names in it. Doesn't mean that the person actually did the charges. The only way we can know if someone did the charges, you got to bring bona fide evidence in here to say this person is the person and account ledgers and stuff like that. And I can't, where's this person is sitting next to the judge? I mean, next to the lawyer testifying. All you got, the lawyer is talking about something he has no firsthand knowledge. Okay. Y'all getting it? Good. That's all I got to say. If you don't remember what I said, it's recorded. Go back and listen to it. Or you can get on, call that number and ask questions. I'm sure y'all dealing with something, about to deal with something. Just call and ask. But we're going to go over this chapter that I went over on Sunday that I feel is very important. I guess I did a rehearsal on Sunday. That was just a rehearsal. I just spilled my money drawing oil a little bit here on my desk. So I'm about to get a windfall. About to get a windfall. Just anointed my desk. All right. Let's go. This is the book Never Got a Collection, and it's chapter The Law of Reversibility. The law of reversibility. Very important. This is the key reason why a lot of us are not manifesting, because we don't understand this law of reversibility. Somebody said, wow, my son just lost a court case. That falls on me and on my son for the lack of wisdom. After hearing this, I think that a mock court seminar would be of a blessing. Thanks. Okay, I'll put something together then. Somebody asked, so the affidavit goes in before the court date. Well, of course, you don't go to court. And y'all see, this is why, that's another thing. You get a ticket, you need to be responding to that ticket within less than 30 days. Or it becomes a fact. Rebut those tickets. And you can go as far as write no contract on the ticket and send them back. You see? Let's check out the chat. Some people saying, peace. How can we enter a plea without a rebutted presumption? You don't enter no pleas. You don't go in there pleading nothing. When they try to get you to plea, you say, no, I reserve my right not to give any type of plea. And then the judge is probably going to say, well, I'll enter a plea of not guilty. And what I would say, if the judge said that, oh, let the record reflect that the judge just stated that I'm not guilty. Therefore, the case should be dismissed. Therefore, case dismissed. He said he stated for the record that I was not guilty. The court, everyone heard him say that. I would say, thank you, Your Honor, for stating that I'm not guilty. Let's move on. The case dismissed. You don't speak for me. But they do that because they need a plea one way or the other to gain jurisdiction. Okay? This is a common way they move people through the court system, and you just let it roll. You consent it. When you let somebody plead for you, that's like them representing you. But it's so common and no one challenges it. You see? Yes, the affidavit goes in. Everything I'm talking about need to go in before you go to court. All right? All right, so the law of reversibility. In the beginning, it says, pray for my soul, more things are wrought by prayer than this world dreams of. Tennyson. Prayer is an art and requires practice. The first requirement is a controlled imagination. Parade and vain repetitions are foreign to prayer. Its exercise requires tranquility and peace of mind. So basically, you need to be relaxed when you're praying. See, people are doing all kind of rituals, repetition and stuff. That's not getting you anything. Let me tell you, stuff I've manifested more stuff just by calming down and with one or two words, one sentence, no repetition. I've just manifested stuff just doing that. When I do all of that repetition, blah 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 blah, all that stuff, it don't work. And this is going to explain what I'm going to read. This is going to explain why that doesn't work and what really works. It exercises require tranquility and peace of mind. Use not vain repetition. That's Bible. For prayer is done in secret, in your mind, in the privacy of your home, away from interference. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. The ceremonies that are customarily used in prayer are mere superstitions and have been invented to give prayer an air of solemnity. I guess I'm pronouncing it right. Those who do practice the art of prayer are often ignorant of the laws that control it. They attribute the results obtained to the ceremonies and mistake the letter for the spirit. The essence of prayer is faith, but faith must be permeated with understanding to be given that active quality which it does not possess when standing alone. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Get that wisdom. Remember, I told you wisdom is a feminine trait. Unfortunately, a lot of our women of today are not practicing wisdom. This is, part of the reason why we have such chaos. Wisdom is a feminine trait. So that means the feminine, the woman, should be embodying wisdom. This book is an attempt to reduce the unknown to the known by pointing out conditions on which prayers are answered and without which they cannot be answered. It defines the conditions governing prayer in laws that are simply generalizations of our observation. The universal law of reversibility is the foundation on which its claims are based. Mechanical motion caused by speech was known for a long time before anyone dreamed of the possibility of an inverse transformation. That is, the reproduction of speech by mechanical motion, the phonograph. For a long time, electricity was produced by friction without ever a thought that friction in turn could be produced by electricity. Whether or not men succeeds in reversing the transformation of a force, he knows nevertheless that all transformation of force are reversible. If heat can produce mechanical motion, so mechanical motion can produce heat. If electricity produces magnetism, magnetism too can develop electric currents. If the voice can cause undulatory currents, so can such currents reproduce the voice, and so on. Cause and effect, energy and matter, action and reaction are the same and interconvertible. This law is of the highest importance because it enables you to foresee the inverse transformation once the direct transformation is verified. If you knew how you would feel were you to realize your objective, then inversely, you would know what state you could realize were you to awaken in yourself such feeling. The injunction to pray believing that you already possess what you pray for is based upon a knowledge of law of inverse transformation. So what is this paragraph saying? This paragraph is saying that basically what we do, we praise once we receive what we want. We forget the good feeling of it after we receive it. But what this is saying, have that feeling, that good feeling before you get it. And that good feeling can produce and manifest what it is that you're trying to accomplish or manifest. So let's just say you want money, a lot of money. Let's be specific. Let's just say you want $20,000. Now, How would you feel if you had $20,000 right now? Most of you will probably say, I'll feel good. But see, the mere thought that I will feel good when it comes is what's holding it from coming to you. So if you know how you would feel when you have it, how about feeling that feeling right now? Thanking and praising that you have that $20,000 right now. So what the people around you would think you're crazy. That's why you got to do it in your secret place. You got to do these things in secret. Don't be showing people how you acting. They might call and commit you. Like Reverend Ike would say. They're trying to lock you up. They don't understand what you're doing. They will never understand what you're doing until they start reading stuff like this and seeking out truth on how to be a God within your own life. Look at how the earth, the Bible describes creation. God said, let there be light. He didn't say, let there be light tomorrow. He didn't say, I wish it were light. I want it to be light. He said, let there be light. And then it was light. He called it forth. Let the the seas bring forth swarms of life. Let it be. That's how you're supposed to create. And you're supposed to have the confidence, the enthusiasm, and the feeling that it's already accomplished. See, this concept is very tough to teach people. This goes back to when I talked about stay out the middle, right? I said stay out of the middle. Stay out the middle. Know what you want. Speak on it as if you already have it. And then get the feeling of it like you have it. Be thankful. Even like if it's a lot of money, even think about how you're going to spend. Yeah, when I have that, I'm going to do this. Just plan it out. Listen, I have watched in my life in the last few weeks, watch this method work. Without being too personal or being too, I don't want to give you the details because that would be against the universal law. I did it in secret and did it in the open. But I'm telling you, it works. And plus, we on the public airways. Oh, by the way, no, I'm gonna mention this after this. I'm gonna mention a new platform that I'm gonna be on. But let me record. And on this platform, I could go ham. I could let it loose. But see, we get thankful after we get the thing that we want. We need to be thankful before we get it. Because we know our Father in heaven hears us in secret and he will give us exactly what we ask for. And we must know this. We must practice this. This has got to be a practice. Let me keep reading. If your realized prayer produces in you a definite feeling or state of consciousness, then inversely, that particular feeling or state of consciousness must produce your realized prayer. Because all transformation of force are reversible. Hang on a second. I was doing something and I stopped. I stopped it. Oh, there we go. I was trying to do Telegram live stream. There we go. So let me read that again. If your realized prayer produces in you a definite feeling or state of consciousness, then inversely, that particular feeling or state of consciousness must produce your realized prayer. Because all transformations of force are reversible, you should always assume the feeling of your fulfilled wish. You must make the assumptions. Don't you see how the government uses this technique on you? They use assumptions in law to get you trapped into their jurisdiction. They assume you to be a U.S. citizen, and they move in that direction as if you are. They assume jurisdiction, and they move in that direction. And if you don't put a stop to it, you will be knee deep in your problems. If you don't object, if you don't push back. So you must take the assumption in the position that no, you don't have jurisdiction. You must see how that, when I played that recording earlier, that guy stood up and he kept going. No, objection. You're going to recuse yourself. It was him and the judge or administrator. He called him administrator. That was a court in California, by the way. You should awaken within you the feeling, oh, excuse me. You should awaken with you the feeling that you are and have that which heretofore you desire to be and possess. This is easily done by contemplating the joy that would be yours were your objected and accomplished fact, so that you live and move and have your being in the feeling that your wish is realized. Let me add this that just downloaded into my consciousness. This is why it's very, 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 very critical that you watch your associations while you're doing this practice. People don't have to say anything to disrupt your progress. You having all this positive mindset, then someone comes into your energy, into your space, into your universe, and bring their contrary energy. And next thing you know, you're thinking all kind of negative thoughts about what you want. All kind of doubt is popping up, and you're like, where the hell did this come from? The reason why those things are popping up into you because your association, you guys have got friends, family, whoever, that y'all need to just straight cut off. But y'all don't want to do it. Oh, I love them. They my family. I can't. Okay, well, you're gonna just stay where you are then. If you're not willing to make those sacrifices, this journey means sacrifice. And that's sacrificing your feelings for your progress, your sentiments. People don't want what you want. And you're not going to make them want what you want. You're not going to convince them. People only want they don't want everything in the middle that what it takes to get to where you're going. Once you get to the progress, then they just want to jump on and get in the car with you after you done bought your nice car. They don't want to help you buy the car. They don't want to help you do the work to get the car or the house or whatever it is. They just want to come enjoy it after you done did all the sweat, tears, and everything to get it. See, we allow people to hitchhike on our road to success without putting in the work. Isn't your hard work worth more than just allowing people who are not willing to do the same work you do and to ride along with you? They don't deserve that easy pass. They don't need that. They don't deserve that express pass or that express train. They don't deserve that. But see, you'll give them that express train, and then what'll happen, all of a sudden you wonder why your money acting funny. The feeling of the wish fulfilled, if assumed and sustained, must objectify that state that would have created it. This law explains why. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So you gotta have faith that it's done. I'm already got this. This is me. See, I deal with a lot of people, and I deal with some people that just too analytical. They think they so smart. I could do this paper. I could do that. I could win this and I could win that just by doing this. And they never give credit to the higher consciousness. And then there's people that do it in the reverse. They have rituals. I got to do this first. If I don't do this, it ain't going to be right. Let me tell y'all something, and some of y'all not going to like what I'm going to say, but I have to say this. These rituals, the readings, all of that stuff is just supplements to your power. What I'm saying, you don't need that stuff. What you need is to know what your power is and harness that, because your power is more powerful than any horoscope you read or any ritual that you do. The only ritual that you probably should be making a habit of is practicing getting into the feeling, get it into your mind, what it is that you want. And once you get into your mind what you want, act as if you already have it. Be bold, be arrogant, as the world would say. Be cocky, be confident. Some say, oh no, you must be humble. Do you understand what humble really means? Humble means to oppress someone. I humbled them. To make them low. You got to be careful of these words we're using, because they're actually witchcraft words. When you say, I'm going to be humble, that means you're going to let somebody make you lower, oppress you. We've been way too humble for too long. This is why things happen. And why? He calleth things that are not seen as though they were things that were not seen become seen. He calleth things that are not seen as though they were, and things that were not seen become seen. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and continue feeling that it is fulfilled until that which you feel objectifies itself. If a physical fact can produce a psychological state, a psychological state can produce a physical fact. If the effect A can be produced by the cause B, then inversely the effect B can be produced by the cause A. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire when you pray, believe that you have received them, and you shall have them. Believe you have received them, and you shall have them. Thus endeth the lesson. There it is. If you want to go back and listen, go back. Oh, what did I do? So there you got it. I showed y'all how to deal with traffic tickets. And with AI, man, you could draft an affidavit in minutes with AI. Tell it what you want and it'll draft it. Tweak it. You got to check it over and tweak it. Let's see. How many people listening? We got 13. I only got 8 likes. Come on. I deserve 13, don't you think? Okay, what I was going to tell you. So next week, not only will I be airing on YouTube, I'll be airing on this app, and you can download this app. It's called Culture Flix. That's spelled Kulture Flix. It's an app on your phone. Flix is the app. I talked to these brothers yesterday and a week before. A colleague of mine introduced me to him, and it's almost like a Netflix type app, meaning they have people who just creating content, making films, and put on. Anybody can get on there and and post their stuff. You can make a series. So the Unbound Souls is going to be there. Look for the title, The Gray Scarab. That's going to be the title over there, The Gray Scarab. And that title is for a reason. I might, in my first episode, disclose why I called it The Gray Scarab. That means something that's very big to me. Why I call it that. I don't like to talk about it, not because there were things that were revealed to me over the years. 4 separate occasions, things were revealed to me. And I've shared these stories at times. But that's why I learned, don't share with everybody, because not everybody's going to be happy for your vision. Remember, Joseph had a vision. And he told his brothers, what did they do? They made it like he was dead. And then he became second in command to all of Egypt, next to Pharaoh. Don't tell your visions. And I had some powerful ones, but don't tell them. Don't tell them. And I know some of you listen to me have special abilities, but you're too bogged down with life, too bogged down with doubt that maybe you're losing your mind, maybe you don't trust them. So those abilities that you have, I believe everybody have abilities, have some special talent. We all got them. Some of us just hone it in better than others. We all got them. Sometimes I can see people's talents and they don't see it for themselves. And I tell people, hey, and then I stop telling people because they don't want to believe me. All right, download that app. I will be streaming next week. I'll probably be putting a lot of content there. I'll let loose the floodgates. I'll talk about some things. I'll go deep on you. YouTube, nah, I can't do it on here. But there, I can. No censorship. I'm going to release Dr. Daniel stuff over there. But anyway, there you have it. Thanks everybody in the chat for supporting. Somebody said, wow, so we should be showing more gratitude for what we already have instead of praying and asking. Absolutely. You're supposed to be showing gratitude what you have and show gratitude for the things that you want to manifest before you manifest it. That's giving thanks that you're putting your confidence that things are going to show up for you. That's thanking God. Hey, God, I know you got me. Thank you. See, the church teaches you to beg God for stuff. God, please, if it's your will, could you do it all? And you're crying and looking all crazy face. God, that don't work. I've seen people do that in church for years and nothing changed for them. What works is being definite, being specific about what it is you want, writing it down, and then go into a state of pure gratitude, thanking God for the opportunity to hey, I thank you for the opportunity that you're going to do this for me. You're going to make this happen for me. Appreciate it. Thank you. And guess what you do? Go on about your business and carry on with your day and don't even stress over it. Hey, because you already know it's done. So if something is already done, you go on to another project. But see, what people do is, well, it ain't here yet. Every time you put it ain't here yet, you just stopped it. You just stopped it from showing up because you in that moment saying that it's not here yet. Why is it taking so long? Some of y'all are right at the door of that next level. Like right there. But what's stopping you is your own mindset, your own doubt in seeing that it ain't here. And you got to keep reminding yourself. Like I use the $20,000 example. You got to say, I have $20,000 right now. And be thankful. I got that. It's done. Move on. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you. If you want to jump up and shout, do so. Hallelujah, as the church folks would say. Praise God. Some of y'all say, won't he do it? That's the time when you're supposed to say, won't he do it? He done it. See how he done it? Somebody said, Reverend Ike series, God's private telephone number is a good lesson that explains what you're speaking on. Absolutely. Then it says, thanks, Hakeem, and all thanks, dinner is ready. Yeah. I'm gonna somebody said it just downloaded. Appreciate the Jews. There you go, brother. Appreciate you. I'm gonna do that mock trial thing. And I'm gonna do a seminar just for that. And I'm also going to teach y'all a couple of rituals that'll help you go into court and be able to stand up to these people because you're going to be nervous. That's going to happen. I have $20,000 now. Say it. I dare you right now. Write it in the chat. I have $20,000 right now. I thank God for giving me $20,000 right now. I'm so thankful that I have $20,000 right now. I'm so thankful that I have $20,000 right now. I'm so thankful that I have $20,000 right now. See, that's repetition. That's proper repetition. People be praying, God, please take care of this, and do this for me, do that for me. You know, help me do this and that. Like, you praying in a future sense that it's not, it ain't happened for you. You say. Somebody said they were I participate in the mock trial if possible, and I have $20,000 now. There you go. Everybody. And be thankful that everybody else is getting that $20,000. I'm thankful that $20,000 was provided for all of you who listening to me. I'm thankful for that. I really send my energy out to support you receiving that now. I have $20,000 right now. Thank God for my $20,000 right now. Thank the ancestors for my $20,000 right now. Get in the feeling, you know. Don't y'all feel it? Y'all feel it? You feel that energy? That $20,000 energy? You feel it? You feel it? You hyped up? Come on, feel it. Get in the feeling. See, this is what church really supposed to be like. See, I'll go to Reverend Ike's church any day. So I go every day of the week if I have to. Some of us need every day with so much negativity that bombards us. Maybe this show wasn't supposed to happen on Sunday. It's supposed to happen today. It's supposed to be like this. I have $20,000 right now. Do you feel it? Somebody said, somebody getting bold. Yeah, see, I like that. I'm so thankful for $100,000 right now. Thank you, Most High. There you go. Yeah. Somebody got $100,000. Who want to go higher? Who want to go higher? Let's raise that $100,000. Come on, we're gonna say $100,000. We can say $500,000. I'm so thankful I got $500,000 right now. Thank you, Most High. Somebody said, I started off with 20,000. I started off little. See, my little measly 20,000. But I'm thankful for it though. It ain't that measly. Somebody went 100,000. And Reverend Ike spoke on that. He said, you know, some kid asked him for a quarter. He said, why ask me for a quarter when you could ask for the dollar? You see? See, church folks will have you feeling ashamed for expecting $100,000 from God. What's $100,000 to God? What is it? $100,000 is man created. They created money and all that. So God created man. It's nothing. It means nothing to God. So to ask for $100,000 is not too much. To ask for $1 million is not too much. To ask for $1 billion is not too much. Stop being ashamed of what you want. Don't let anybody make you feel bad because you want to have a lot of money and you want to live good. You know, they be hating on these prosperity preachers. Oh, they robbing the church. They robbing this. And I don't know. They doing something right. They living. Listen, thing is, everyone can be prosperous just like those preachers. Everyone can be wealthy just like those preachers. The difference between someone wealthy and the people that are not wealthy is just the mindset. It's what I just read. The wealthy people know they rich now. The poor people wish they were rich now. It's a difference. They wish. Wealthy people know they don't wish. And because they know, things come to them so they can jump into the opportunities of what to keep them wealthy. Some of the hard times that we having is simply because our mind shifted and we allow people into our energy and space that have the energy of doubt, deception, depression, and you don't even know it. It might be you. Let's go back to I like that. I like I Bolden. I like what she said. So thank you for $100,000 right now. Thank you, Most High. Thank you, God and me, for supplying me with the $100,000. Church folks will be like, how dare you demand anything from God? That's what they'll do. They'll say like, how dare you? Shoot. They must not have never read the Bible. Because God asked Solomon what he wanted. So that means he wanted Solomon to place a demand. And Solomon asked for wisdom. And because he asked for wisdom, he got riches. Because through wisdom, in order to receive, that story is telling you, in order to have any amount of wealth, you must have wisdom. And you know, wisdom is a female quality. It's a feminine. It's come from the feminine aspect. And coincidentally, Solomon had a lot of concubines, so he had a lot of wisdom. Shoot. What, at 600? See, all this is metaphors for he kept the feminine aspect. He always was mixing in with the feminine aspect because of the wisdom. It wasn't just about sex and I got a lot of beautiful wives. It was about that wisdom. Because through the woman, everything multiplies. I'll say it again. Through the woman, everything multiplies. Now, what the world governments have realized, the evil powers that be realize that what I just said, that through the woman everything multiplies. This is why they attack her mind. They attack her beauty, make her doubt herself, so that she can never see her true power. And so then what is she doing? She multiplying their agenda. Look at what they do. All the commercials are geared towards women for the most part. Think about it. Shopping, everything, beauty products, everything is geared at the female. Because through the woman, everything multiplies. Through them, they are getting rich and wealthy. And because they have done that, poison the mind of the woman to take her money and spend it with them, that steals the wealth from their community. Y'all better recognize these games they playing. So basically, the government is almost in a polar opposite, in a reversal, in a mirror image of what Solomon did. He had what? All of these concubines. That's a symbolic way of saying you need to have a lot of female energy in your presence in order to multiply anything, to be wealthy, to have the wisdom you need to be wealthy. The government is doing the same thing. They got a lot of symbolic concubines using or producing their agenda for them. Every agenda they want to push, they start with the females first. I was watching something, New Orleans, Red Dress Day, all these guys walking around wearing red dresses. Black men. What they call black men. They done got the gods of the planet wearing dresses. Then who do the children and the women look for protection and guidance when the men are wanting to be the females? And they walking around loud and proud. And then there's, like I said, the government gets the woman to produce their progeny. Symbolically, that's their children. That's the government's children. And because that's the agenda they push and that's what they birthing. See, birth happens on all different levels. Not just in a physical way. Happens in the spiritual way as well. That agenda, these mindsets, and all the women saying, oh, look at it, clapping and cheering. Nothing for black folks. Bunch of young black men walking around wearing red dresses and their mamas and sisters cheering them on. So, to keep it real, they are products and children of Satan. Period. See, I got to stop right there because, they're the devil's spawn. Mm-hmm. Lelo, preachers learn tax code, but yes, the mind is powerful. Casita Services and Roadward Pictures have $1 million per month. Right now, that would be $12 million a year plus more. Right now, absolutely, DC. Everybody's done joined in with this energy. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender. Absolutely. You're supposed to be the lender. Facts. That's why they always want our womb. Absolutely. If you're not going to produce for them what they want, they're going to come and do some procedure to make sure you don't produce for what you want. Fact. Make them depend on their exterior instead of using their inner power. I have $10 million in credit now. I'm multi-millionaire. I am so grateful and appreciate the time of my $10 million, and I didn't have to suffer to receive my $10 million. You don't have to suffer to be rich. I know the church told y'all, you will suffer as I will suffer. They misunderstood that. You will suffer only to stay on this narrow path in this mindset, this high consciousness. That's where the struggle is because you got so many distractions to pull you over to where everybody else is going. That's the extent of that suffering. And with that being said, I think I went in. I think I went in. So, till next time. Tomorrow, Unbound Souls, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Remember the new platform, Culture Flicks. And hopefully y'all can tune in tomorrow and call in. Come on, ask some questions. I'll be wanting y'all to call in so I can answer some questions. Yeah. All right, with that being said, let's see where I'm at. Peace, prosperity. Where's my volume? And extreme wealth to all.